Game Design 2, Lecture 4, Segment 6, Puzzle Recap. So this is my recap slide, just go over everything from the previous segments in this lecture. Just a reminder that Scott Kim's definition of a puzzle is fun to solve and has a right answer. We went into a little bit more to not just say it's a puzzle, but it's an engaging, well-crafted, meaningful puzzle for players in an interactive experience. To that we added it can't be trivial. Solving should typically equal winning. Needs to require reasoned effort and have some way to determine a strategy or a way to progress forward. Possibility space, the act of reducing the possibility space, that's the fun part of solving the puzzle. Nobody likes spoilers. Make sure that if you are going to put in breadcrumbs, that you have hopefully intrinsic breadcrumbs where the player feels as though they're earning the hints or earning the clues or earning the adjustment in difficulty, or even better, don't even realize that it is adjusting. Pure trivia isn't fun. We need those cross-feeding mechanics in order to let somebody who doesn't have the knowledge just right out of the gate keep up with or figure out what the right answer is. Maybe they don't get the full points. Maybe they don't get the full 1,000 points. But if at least I can salvage some points, it's still going to feel more like it's a meaningful experience, more like I'm in the hunt. I don't lose engagement. I don't lose agency. I still feel like my decisions matter. I can come back and win it in the end. The two types of breadcrumbs we covered, the extrinsic breadcrumbs, that was the escape the room example where I'm just pushing you, a booming voice from heaven that's telling you what to do. Rarely is rewarding. I don't feel like I'm the one solving the puzzle in that case. A better way is to introduce intrinsic breadcrumbs that can be explained from within the player experience that the player is expecting, that they opted in for. Sudoku was the example in that instance where by solving other parts of the puzzle that are a little bit easier, it helps me figure out the answers, lather, rinse, repeat. Ultimately, I come to the final solution. We talked about Dan Fayer and how he does his crossword puzzling, how he graphs it over time, and that champions, people with just the max amount of skill, can find it hard to reach flow because they never lose self-reflective consciousness. They never get lost in the moment. They're always focused on the mechanics. So keep that in mind as well. Remember, in the flow diagram, we want to stair-step the player up by gradually increasing challenge, allowing them to improve their skill, more challenge, more skill, until ultimately we work them into that flow channel. And then finally, remember, let them introduce, after being introduced to the mechanics, practice and master them. Experimentation is great. A lot of these things are covered in the Player Making Decisions book, more so than are covered in this lecture. So make sure you look at some of those examples and situations and pitfalls to avoid before you tackle the quiz or move forward into your own online self-exploration into these types of mechanics and further research and reading. That's it for the lecture for puzzles. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks very much. Signing off.